Crocheting was my favorite hobby until it caused me nerve damage. Before that, it was knitting. I guess it's safe to say that I'm ready for the granny life. I moved on to quilting. The first quilt I made was with a jelly roll. No, that is not a donut. It's a roll containing various strips of fabric. Sewing the strips of fabric together was easy. Then I had to cut them into squares. This part involved math. Yes, even at 80 years old, you have to incorporate math into your work. One of the hardest parts was making a decision on how to organize the squares based on their color. Some of the squares were a little more square than others, but I made it work. I had always seen quilts with a white border, so I thought that I had to have a white border on mine as well. I found out later that it really doesn't matter. It's however you choose to make it. I cut their squares the same as the others to create a uniform look. The quilt sandwich. This is not something you eat, but it's the essential part of quilt making. This is when you layer the backing, batting, and top of the quilt together in preparation to be quilted. When I finally finished that first quilt, I was so proud of myself. Of course, I made a ton of mistakes, but it's a learning process. This granny in progress will need lots more practice. That's why I joined a Facebook group for quilters. There are over 40,000 older women in this group to help each other out. Does this make me old too? My lines aren't perfect and the quilt is a little stiff, but my sister appreciated getting to use it after her surgery. She had a tumor removed from her leg, so she had to keep it elevated. The quilt kept her warm and she was thankful to have a sister with granny-like hobbies. Of course, I wanted to create another quilt after making her happy, so I started immediately, using the knowledge I gained from my first experience. The next one was 8 feet tall. My hard work paid off.